On a previous video that I did on the oil pressure switch, when I took the connection off, I found that it was actually broken. The clip had just snapped off. So I was never happy with that. It did actually still work, it just slipped on in place, but it could have come off at any time. So in this video I'm going to show you how I attempted to fix that. As you can see, the connection isn't clipped on, it just slides off. So I'll get the part number, which is printed on the side. I'll also leave the part number in the description. And this one's a single cabled connection. Some might have two connections. And to take this off, you can either just cut it off and resolder another wire on, or do what I'm going to attempt to do, and that's to take out the terminal, which should leave the wire and terminal intact. So if you look on the side of the connector, there's a hole just here, and that's where the little purple locking straddle is inserted, and you can see that it's in place now in the locked position. If you look inside, you can see just about see it. It's a horseshoe shaped piece of plastic. And there's a little slot in it at one side, which you need to put a little screwdriver in. And you can open it. Now that's open. You could actually take it completely out, but you have to be careful not to drop it down into the engine and lose it. Now I want a small terminal tool, which I'm going to insert into the end, 90 degrees to the spade direction, and the idea is to push it in far enough to close the little barbs that are further down the terminal, allowing it to slide out. But the terminal was quite small here, and I had quite a bit of difficulty sliding the tool down the side of the terminal. I think my tool was just too big, but I didn't have a smaller one, so I persisted a little bit. But with still no luck, so I tried some small thin screwdrivers, but they were a little bit fat as well. And that didn't make any difference. So then I decided to file down the actual tool, making it a little bit thinner on each side. And I still couldn't get it off. So you've just got to have the right terminal tool to start with. So I wouldn't recommend doing what I'm doing. I've probably forced it a bit too much. So if you don't have the proper tool, it's probably best to just cut the wire and then resolder a new one on, complete with connector. Anyway, I didn't want to get beaten on this, so I persisted and I decided to wreck the connector and salvage the terminal. I thought if I did it very carefully I wouldn't damage the terminal or wire, but actually proved very difficult to do. I started cutting the thing down. And eventually used the small drill tool to carefully grind the plastic away. But eventually I managed to do it, leaving the wire and terminal intact, as you can see. Just need to fit the new one now. Here's the new connector with the wire attached, already fitted. And with hindsight, maybe I should have used it. It's got the wire already cut as well. I'll see if I can get the terminal out of this one. I've actually had this wire out before, I just put it back together just to film it again, which obviously wasn't that easy with my tools, and that's why the end's a little bit gnarled. So lessons learned. Basically, it's important to get the right terminal tool. Ah yes, nicely done. Right, I'll put that back on the car now. When you're refitting it onto the connector, make sure the terminal is facing the right way, which is a little bit tricky. Then put the locking straddle back in. And close it. Should hear a click. That's in. Just need to slip it on now. It should click into place now. And the job's a good one. And as always, thank you for watching. Like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.